me bring in Dr. Adeoye. You've heard what Mr. Fasher said. He said he doesn't believe that there's so many people, that are suffering, if I get him right. He needs empirical facts for that. And he mentioned that there is a 70,000 minimum wage, and the president has said that, the structural reforms going on is painful, but, we should just look ahead for better days. What are you seeing, Dr. Adeoye, in Nigeria economically?
Okay, because we are in the era of June 12th. Today is June 13th. So let me just thank God for the life of those who fought for independence, Zeke, Awolowo, Ahmadu Bello, and those who enhanced democracy, like Obasanjo, who handed over in 1979. May God forgive those who truncated democracy in 1983. And also want to thank General Abdulsalam Abubakar, who willingly handed over in 1999 to Obasanjo. And then we thank the Afenifere, the Nadeco, the people who fought for democracy. Now, let's come back to the issue of 27 years of uninterrupted democracy, whether we have achieved what we need to achieve. We have achieved greatly on the macro side, but on the micro, we have a lot to do. At the initial part of my French speech, he's a chartered accountant, and also he's a very good marketer, and he has a duty to say all that he has said about the country. But one thing that we know is that Mr. President understands what we are going through. I'm going to agree with him on the side of the role of the subnationals. You find out that after the removal of subsidy, there have been increase in federal allocation to state governments, and the infrastructure, we call public infrastructure, that could cushion the effect of inflation was not made available by many states. I was watching what happened at the Lagos Investors Forum, Invest 3.0, and you had Abia State Governor, Imo State Governor, Plateau State Governor, Nasarawa State Governor, and the Lagos State Governor, what they were doing, what they have done so far on power. I tell you, the blame of the current situation in terms of what is happening with prices, we have to shift 70% to subnationals. State governments are not doing what they ought to do. With the volume of money that is made available to our governors, there is no reason why we should not have gone far in having real connection in all the 3 senatorial districts in the respective states. And this is going to bring down prices of transportation. With the liberalization on power generation and distribution, there is nothing stopping state governors to have done a lot with power plants to have electricity available to citizens in their respective states. Now, when you take energy cost, transportation cost out of your cost, then you get better. Investment in farm clusters where you have tomatoes, vegetables, beans, rice, maize being planted in a way that food prices could go down. Most of the governors have not done what they ought to do. Therefore, we shift 70% of the blame to subnationals. They are receiving more money, but where is the money going to? We understand that the money goes to the black market to chase dollars rather than providing needed infrastructure that could cushion the effect of inflation. However, federal government cannot be totally, absorbed from the microeconomic crisis that we have, because even at the 70,000 increase in salaries, like people say jokingly, they say the take home cannot take them home. So we must agree with that. But the take home will have been able to take people home if we have done the needful in terms of infrastructure that provides public goods that brings prices down. Take, for instance, you talk about you don't have electricity in many places, and for that reason, you have to purchase diesel or petrol. Diesel at 1,800. So, no matter how much you are earning, you are going to become poor by providing energy for yourself. And if you talk to people that are in hospitality, I happen to be an investor in hospitality, people are making losses. And when that happens, people will close down, and then some people will lose their jobs. So the governors have responsibility to see, what can we do? Can we face the state capital first, face the major city first, and ensure that there is adequate power supply that is affordable by the people? And then you go to rural communities and then subsidize solar panel, inverters, and batteries for them. The federal government cannot do everything alone. Do you have cluster farms? Now you look at people when they apply for farmland to farm. For 1 year, they may not get response from the government. And this is one of the things that can solve our food security problem. When we don't plant, we're not going to have harvest. And when there's no harvest, prices of food will continue to increase.